And then Carolyn Norwile, and the player everybody's been so excited to see, Claire Trope, and Sarah Mextroth, who's had a huge tournament herself. Big stats, a real mixed specialist. Mextroth's got 5 goals and 3 assists.
Athletes take the center stage together with their coaches. Maddie Tsang now.
Alongside Patrick Sherlock.
How does the internet work?
We saw Khalif Al Salam was the last player onto the field, the 90-90-90-90.
So I'm just probably should have got this all figured out before. Bro, what?
Great battle. And when I say battle, I mean a mind battle. These two teams have the creme de la creme of coaching staff that you can possibly get in the world. Both Maddie Tsang and Mauricio Moore, well known all over the world for their specific, innovative approaches to the game. One of Tsang's things, for example, is that he doesn't like to divide the team into offense and defense. He likes to mix things up, keep his players ready and on the top of their toes. Mauricio Moore, of course, bringing Colombia to the top of world's ultimate with his innovative approaches. Most recently, introducing a little bit of a new offensive look that kind of already suited the Colombians, but we saw Felix Scherdlow make a trip to Colombia, helping them refine some of the principles of hexagon offense, which uses kind of what the Colombians have already been doing, which is playing the so-called small ball, should be called small disc in my opinion anyway, and moving the disc quickly from side to side, really using the sort of dribbling style of play. Very hard to stop.
Very hard to stop. If we are looking for sort of differences in styles, and they say styles make matches, those differences of styles will be plain to see on the screen. We expect to see big separation of players as we close in on the first pull time. Big separation of players and isolations for the USA. The Colombians are much closer together. Expect to see more passes earlier in the storm count.
Colombia starts in blue on defense to the right of your screen. Duque preparing to start this semi-final off with a pull. The fact that he's pulling means that we will start with 4 men on the line.
The mixed ultimate flying disc competition semi-final between the USA and Colombia gets underway with Freechild. Quick pop to Williams.
How are people's days going?
Downfield shot, Freechild reading it. Pops in.
Oh, I thought that was me.
Freechild into the end zone, completing the pass to Goff.
And a friendly greeting between the players, sort of establishing the level of contact that both teams will be comfortable with throughout the game. First score for the US doesn't get much smoother than that. And as we're playing gender ratio of a
Oh my god, my hair.
Meaning that now the teams will switch into 4 women on the line for this next point.
Yes, mixed ultimate.
Alright, there we go.
One of the definitive things about the sport. We've got men and women on the field at the same time. We're playing what they call the ABBA rule. So one gender matchup for the first point, the next 2 points with the other gender matchup, and then back to 2 points all the way through the rest of the game.
Oh my god, my camera hates me.
The gender with most on the field, so that's the women.
How's audio and everything going?
Most men on the
Oh,
field,
what the
men
heck?
equal. So Helton with the 5 shirt on her back sends the big disc downfield. Cartagena swings across to Valeria
What?
Cadenas.
This is a different angle, and I don't know if I'm a big fan of it.
Sideline, Cartagena continues the cut. Round the back. Torres. Downfield. Quick movement across to Simon Ramirez. Ford and Valeria Cadenas. Chastain and Mickle clash in the middle of the field.
I don't know what's going on
From the US in
with
the open side once they pushed
this.
Colombians
I guess they
over
just
the
changed
far
fields or
sideline.
something?
Cartagena. Cantor comes out of the middle of
Bruh.
the field. Loading across to Cadenas. Ford. Oh, and it's an error.
I'm so
Ferrero
sorry.
couldn't
We're
wrap the
panicking
fingers
here.
around the disc. An opportunity for the USA.
First unforced error and overthrow out of Colombia. That is an early mistake. That could prove very costly.
As they get the D train rolling, are going to be a force.
Okay, there we go.
Continues the cut. Chastain's got it now. Be a dream start for the USA as Al Salam clears out of the end zone and comes to collect. No mark from the Colombians at the moment. Al Salam won't have had to start thinking about throwing the disc. Get Mickle cuts inside, floats out across the top, and darts the field in. And USA have broken.
Absolutely different energy out of both teams, Tom. I don't think we've seen such an intense point so far in the competition. We saw Colombians working really hard on offense. They were doing quite well, swinging it back and forth, looking for shorter passes as they like to. They did get a few gainers, but then I think that's exactly what the US were forcing them to do, hoping for that errant pass on one of the swings, which they forced. Wasted no time, moved the other way. Helton with a big gainer in front of the end zone. Then they waited for the mark to approach and score with a quick pass into the closed, or as we like to say, break side. Helton staying on. Seems like she will take the pull again. Early lead for the US.
We talk about holds and breaks, similar to
I'm gonna just mute myself while I eat.
the team starting with the disc. They expect to score. They don't want to turn over. They don't want to give the other team a chance to score. And being broken means that the team that started the point on defense have completed a pass inside the end zone. Right now, that's exactly what the USA have done. So they are 2-0 up on the scoreboard.
Pick stops the play, which means that one of the defensive players were obstructed in following their player around the field. Duque.
Julio Duque pivots. Cartagena cuts out. Pass feet of Ramirez. Big grab. Jose Jimenez gets it across to Cartagena. Resetting to the middle. Cross keeps moving it through Ferrero and onto the far side.
few stoppages in this point already. Colombians still in possession. Stall count 3.
UK looks for a reset back to Ferrero. Ramirez. Lots of noise on the sideline.
I'm a big fan of that matchup
Ramirez
on the mark.
trying to find Duque. It's the disc across. Big gaining shots to Cartagena.
Live stream
Ramirez
should
going
be in
every
the
other
link.
at the moment.
There should be a
Another
link
pick
directly
call,
below.
Payne signaling that she was prevented
See
from
what
setting the
I
mark
pasted.
by the
No, that's not it.
other 2 players leaving
Should
the
be in the
handler
description.
space.
That's a matchup to watch. Opie Payne marking Valera Cardenas. Pressure.
That
Big
should be
hand
it.
coming through. Jimena Montaña calls a foul. Needs a translator on the field quickly. Freechild seems to be signalling that.
Let's see that again.
Was there
Wait, it's
some
not
contact?
available in Europe?
Just
What?
looked like you didn't catch the disc.
It was, I couldn't really tell on that one. Luckily we have the experience from our game advisors who are there to potentially provide a perspective if asked by the players for this game. It is Wally Kwong, and in the picture you can see Linda Kudo, both with lots of game advising experience. They were
If anyone's
both
new to the stream, please
part of the World Games in
give it a
2017,
like.
but it seems like the players resolved it.
Yeah, the
Try and hit
turnover will
1,000, or
stand.
give it a like and
Foul
subscribe.
call
We're trying to hit 1,000
retracted. Freechild
subscribe.
forward quickly. Contact made.
We're trying to hit
Jose
1,000
Jimenez has gone down
subscribers at some
hard
point
there,
in my life.
falling over Jack Williams.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to eating my pancake. I haven't. This is my breakfast
Bounces
right
up.
now.
He's been one of the highlights of this tournament. The 56 shirt for Colombia. He's got their steely eyes tonight. Williams gets the disc back from Freechild. Quick pop forward, Finney. Inside shot. Goff downfield. Oh, what a grab in the end zone from Claire Trout. We talked about her in the intro, and that is why.
What a start for the US. They go up 2 breaks straight away. Easy pass through the break side. And
We'll see in Poland.
we might have thought this in some of the previous
Oh,
games, but this
side notes,
really
Poland.
might just be
Um,
a game of
do you
whoever
know
can
any
set a better
places a
mark.
good spot to see red
Throws her arms
foxes
up in the air.
in Poland?
She's had
I'm going there after
a
Cincinnati
tournament of
for
her
like a week
dreams.
to try to find
And
a
if she
red
continues
fox.
like that, I have no doubt that she will have a chance to shine in the final. And as expected, the teams go into timeouts. I would be very surprised if it wasn't Colombia calling it. A 2-break advantage, nothing that is impossible to come back from. It is the first half only, but you need to start working on it right now.
Yeah, the slipping further behind against this USA side might be a very difficult thing to come back from. Their offense, when it clicks, is pretty deadly. And so far, it feels like the Colombians have put themselves in this position with errors, but defensive pressure creates errors, doesn't it?
It does. The US forcing so many passes out of Colombia. They are normally quite comfortable with it, but somehow there's always that one that just doesn't make it to the intended receiver. And USA, with no hesitation, going for the breaks immediately. And despite the necessity of a layout, they get just what they wanted. A very speedy start.
The USA have really been building in this tournament. They won against Great Britain in their opening game, but nobody was particularly impressed with their performance. Stacks of errors from both teams in that one. And then they had the game which was the big news of the tournament. Germany beating the USA by 3 points.
Yo,
in
this is
13-10
sus. Why
win,
do we have so
but
many
a much
viewers?
more assured performance against the Canadians, particularly in the second half, where they took the second half only with 1 point from the Canadians in reply, took that one 13-8. So they've been getting stronger through the tournament, and they've started to really look like a unit, started to believe in each other.
It is true. I think they might have needed a few games like this, a few games in the tournament to really gel. They haven't taken their preparation maybe as seriously as some of the other teams, also being prevented by some adverse circumstances such as COVID. And this will land out of bounds from Mikkel.
We've seen Jimmy Mikkel's pulls have been an interesting up and down roller coaster. Sometimes they're perfect, and because he puts them so close to the back edge of the end zone, occasionally they're out the other side of the line, and there's an 18-meter advantage given to the team from the brick mark. Cardenas gets it quickly downfield. Manuela Cardenas. There's a pick called in the middle of the field.
And the discussion by the players started a while back. So I think the stall count will need to be lowered. And it seems like a foul accepted, so stall count is restarted. Cardenas.
Cantor. Flick to Ford. Cardenas passes to her twin sister, Manuela. Quick movement from the Colombians to Ramirez. The USA's stifling their forward options at the moment. There's a big gaining shot forward to Cantor. Gets it back to Ford.
Colombia nearing the last third of the field, passing their
real?
brick mark.
Oh, I'm in Canada, so that's probably why.
Centers it to Torres.
Yo, sheesh. I didn't realize that.
Nearly there, and Cantor pops it into the end zone. 4
Vamos!
points for Colombia, and they'll be pleased to get off the ground. But that's their third attempt.
Okay.
Sorry, their third
We're
attempt.
back. That was my
their
breakfast.
offense, and the first one that's connected.
What a pass from Torres there to Cantor. That really
Yo, first of all,
just
if you guys
enough
are
space for
able
the
to,
follow-up cut
please
into
watch
the
the
end
actual
zone.
stream
Cantor
so all
takes
two
off
world
his infamous
doesn't get
mask.
mad at me.
He's been wearing it as a result of a previous injury for protection
But
in
real
these
talk,
games,
we got
but he does take it off once in a while.
250 plus
And
people watching.
No wonder in
That's
these
silly.
humid conditions, you need everything
Please be
you
sure to
can
like the stream. If
be able
everyone
to
just subscribes, you don't even have to
But here's
you know,
the defensive
stay
line.
subscribed. We're just
Oscar,
trying to hit
number
1,000
15
subscribers and then you
shirt
can leave.
One of the fastest athletes.
Thank you.
in the game.
Just so you guys know, this
Mauricio Moore has
channel
got
is
the hat
where
off and steely eyes down there for Team Colombia.
this is a channel.
For the U.S. side, we saw for a while
Andrea,
Anna
thank you very much for
Nazarov,
subscribing.
part
This is
of
a
the
channel where I put all my
2017
extra
World Games
content
squad.
in
Now on
from
the sidelines
Worlds,
for
every
the
single
US.
tournament.
Duque puts up a big one.
Beautiful play.
Finney to Freechild. Freechild darts forward to Williams.
So, really, I was thinking about refreshing it. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm just not gonna touch the stream, and who knows if I'm the only one who the stream's working for.
Disc has gone
We'll
back
take it.
to Freechild. Coming in on 2, signalled by the hand signal from Freechild. Freechild surveying options. Eventually finds Williams.
Try the link. Try the link in the description
Williams gets it
of
down
the
to
stream.
Lindsley.
Another call.
What I'm watching right now is from the
Looks like
link
a
in the
marking
description of the stream.
infraction. Lindsley and Duque will talk it out.
Well, Lindsley's looked really chilled through the first 3 days of the tournament, but he's hats come off for this game, and he looks a completely different character.
Laura Ospina on the sideline, getting loud for Colombia. She's been replaced last second on this Colombian roster.
Freechild, what options does he have? Lindsley comes forward. Williams darts around.
Who do we think is going to be winning this?
Not intended for Williams though. Freechild comes out of the space again.
Another pick call by Ramirez.
Simon Ramirez, two players. That name.
Yo, we almost have 400 people watching. Sheesh, all the world's gonna get so mad.
Colombia forcing middle, and an errant throw will be intercepted by Colombia. They go the other way.
It's what they needed. USA pressure. And can they be calm now? Their D-line offense has been clinical throughout this game. But another conversation taking place midfield.
You could just also try googling, just like I just googled World Games Ultimate Frisbee live stream.
You can see the frustration from Julio Duque. No one wants to see this game descend into a fractious affair, but a quick turnover from the USA. They've got it back. Opie Payne floats it forward. Pressure, but not enough to stop Lindsley, and he gets it, slams it to the ground.
Okay.
It's only a hold, but they're celebrating it like they've won the game.
The Americans really trying to keep up their energy in this game. Despite the turnover, they managed to get it back almost straight away. Fans are very excited, dancing celebrations. Let's see the replay of the errant inside pass. Freechild intercepts it. Cárdenas tries to get there, but Lindsley gets up high, and I like that play, except for the ending. We do not have that many discs in our sport, so that every person who scores a point can spike it and destroy it. I am sorry.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that angle. It's too low. So, so something I do want to say is, with that spike by Grant Lindsley,
his eyes looks, like I said, a completely different
I support
than
that
he has.
kind of spike.
He's looked quite calm.
That was not direct. That
on
is,
occasions, a little bit
in
too
my
chilled
opinion,
out.
an expression of like excitement
I
or
feel like
emotion.
by now
Whereas,
all
like,
the
you
American
have, like,
players
the
have
spike,
turned on their jets and are ready to
I
really
guess it's
show
more like
what
the taunting
mixed
yesterday
ultimate
by
can be
Freechild
played
that
by them.
I'm personally not a
Mixed
fan.
ultimate really being great fun, especially on the highest level. It's not just about the game, it's about the camaraderie.
Kayla Helton, by the way, holy shit, she's so sick.
A lot of players actually joining the sport because of that, just wanting to hang out in a community of players.
Well, the Colombian offense needs to find this steady groove that has been so effective against.
I love the Colombian play style.
In Pool B.
Ramirez left completely alone without a mark. El Salam is approaching slowly.
It's an unusual, occasional tactic we see where a player, instead of marking the person with the disc, will poach off and try to take away the options downfield. Ford. Cartagena.
I think the Colombian...
Back to Ford. Cartagena continues the cut, but this time it's a miscommunication. By the time the disc had arrived,
bro, why are there so many people watching? Subscribe.
And this is
subscribe or I'll stop the stream
right now, and it will take a lot of mental toughness to be able to keep focusing in this game. Mikkel takes a timeout for the US. Cantor takes off his mask, and I think Colombia will need it just as much as the US to really
playing in that mask
must
be so difficult,
and make sure their mental game is spot on. It's not impossible to come back to this game, but it will take a lot.
Man, I'm surprised this is the only
it's a big ask, and it's not just a big ask because getting two breaks back against the USA is a big ask, but the
450
USA are really
viewers?
looking fired up like they've not done so far. They're looking like a force to be reckoned with. Dylan Freechild spoke to some of the media after the game against Canada yesterday, and he said that the reason why they won that game was because they'd found their synergy. They'd come together, and the typical narrative about the USA is that they win because they've got the best players. He was there to sort of say, well, he doesn't think that's the case. He thinks they've got the biggest group of players with the most assets, the most coaches, the most opportunities, and they really need to lean on that, lean on each other, and lean on the privileges that they have.
The U.S. really having deep resources, not just from the big player pool and the sheer amount of people that play Ultimate in the United States. So it's obviously easier to find individuals who are able to dedicate as much time as these players need to training, and as well as, like you said, have all the support.
I got faith in Colombia.
From be it coaching, be it organizational, institutional support. But nonetheless, Colombia have done it before. Here's Chastain with a missed disc, Cárdenas.
Yeah, Cárdenas coming right across the field to intercept that opening pass from Mikel. And the Colombians have it back in their hands. High grab required from Cartagena. Looks downfield, and Ramirez goes for that inside shot. That was the disc that didn't work out before. Torres, high grab from Ramirez, required Alejandro Torres the assist. And Colombia's offense, with a turnover each way, goes in eventually, and it's 4-2. We've got a game here.
Look at that step around from Torres. You can 100% rely on her. Some people have been saying that being one of the oldest players in the World Games this year, she might not be able to keep up. I say the complete opposite. I think we need to stop thinking about players in terms of age or bodily shapes or speed only or fitness only. There's so much more to the game, and there's so much different players can bring to the table, and you can see it right here that Torres, keeping her cool, keeping her calm, doing what she does best, which is throwing assists, just takes Colombia right back on the scoreboard.
It's impressive to see the range of levels of experience. Torres, as you were saying, one of the most experienced
if the stream's not
players
working
here.
for a lot of people, I might not risk it. I
Hard to
just might
believe they have been playing since
keep
the
the
age of
stream
9. They're
going,
only
even though I might
22
go off
here.
and do something
This is their
else.
second World
I might
Games
just leave it
cycle.
going.
They've pretty much been at the top of the world stage since they came to London to play in the Under-23s Championship in 2015, when they were just 15 years old. But the USA requiring a high grab from Opie Payne and getting exactly what was needed.
Again, please do subscribe, support the stream. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers at some point in my life. I'll love you forever.
Shorter players, Payne and Cárdenas, but so agile.
Pivots, sends the disc, but lots of pressure on that pass. Helton out to the outside. Good movement from Williams up the line. Looks to reset. Helton cuts forward, getting away from Ferreira.
I don't like this camera
Contact
angle.
made.
I think she got
Hey,
hit
no problem.
as
Happy to.
Ferreira was trying to pass. To set the mark.
Quality content. You mean
Gets
the
hit in
only
in
the
the
only
arm, calls a
streaming
foul,
apparently?
stretches
Yo,
a
we're almost at
little bit.
600 viewers. What the fudge, yo?
Colombia so far still sticking with their
You guys
fourth
do
medal
want to join
match
in the chat? Just subscribe to the channel and then you're
Williams.
able to.
USA lurking outside the end zone, trying to find a way through the Colombian defense.
Another great matchup, Trope and Mosquera.
Oh damn.
Quite in the end zone this time. Goff pops it forward, and travel called straight away by Jimenez.
It was a weird situation
Yeah,
there, right in front
that's
of the end zone.
100% the right call.
Players seem to have stopped playing.
But Goff caught the disc and went out to the end zone, and then thought he could travel back to the edge of the end zone line. It's never been a rule. Oh,
In
and
the meantime, they score anyway. Trope
Did they
proving
change
herself
the? Is this a
deadly
different
in the end
field?
zone. U.S. go up 5-2 over Colombia. Here's the pass from Goff to her.
Because I think they were just, the camera was set up on the other side of the field, but I'm really not too sure.
Colombia is still in this. Yeah, it was a wide pass,
Bro,
front
why?
corner of the end zone.
There's like I know
Nothing
why.
the
There's so
defense
many
could have
people
done.
watching.
Well, Colombians are close. They're not. They know that. Even
Where's
with
everyone
their
from
best
here?
defense,
We got. I saw we got
sometimes the
Poland,
USA are
Colombia.
gonna get through
John, I
and
assume
score a
you're
clean
in
offensive
Ireland.
hold. That's what they've done.
Where's
This is
everyone
mental
from
toughness
here?
test as well as a physical test.
It'd be the
Having that
same
patience,
facility, but
having
it's
that
the same
tenacity,
pitch.
Knowing that if you keep pushing and you're gonna have to
No,
push
no.
at
It's 100%
100% the
worse.
whole way
So,
through, that the opportunities will come. This USA side has
oh my
made
God,
more mistakes
Mauricio
in
looks
this
fired
tournament
up.
than we've ever seen
Sheesh.
a US World Games team.
I've never
make
seen
before.
Mauricio like that.
I agree. And at the same time,
Czech
I think
Republic,
maybe it's a good idea
sheesh.
for Colombia
Atlanta,
now to
love to see
really
it. Colombia,
focus on
Medellin.
getting their offense
Mexico,
straight,
whereabouts
scoring
in
a few
Mexico?
clean holds or something like that, just to get their
So they definitely
minds
have it
straight
on
again.
a
And
different,
I think then they can try to
like-
really push on
like the
defense,
camera's
come up with
on the
interesting
other side of the
looks.
field, so it's backlit now. It looked way better yesterday because it was like front lit.
Cantor. Ramirez.
Canada,
Cantor.
a sub Jaden. We love Canada.
Nichols mark just those
Woo!
2 meters ahead. No confusion as Cantor gets it. Now back to Cartagena.
Yo, it's messed up. Stop. Dude,
That
Ultiworld's gonna
forward
get
pass,
so mad at
eventually
me.
it comes. Simon Ramirez back,
I'm so
back
sorry,
to Cantor.
Charlie.
Back to Flo now.
Madrid, yo, shut up.
Now
Cartagena.
they're finding their groove now.
Yeah, Colombia's looking a
What
lot
we
better.
expected to see them from the start, but the USA had managed to contain it up until now.
Torres directing traffic.
High grab required and got it into the end zone for Colombia. That was exactly what we were
Yeah,
expecting
happy
to
did
see
this.
from the start. Fast movement, quick passes, the
Vamos!
stop count never established. USA were poaching off quickly to try and take away the options, but they could not contain the pace of the Colombian offense.
Ramirez with the score to Jimenez. Cantor. But honestly, it is again Torres, the playmaker. She was
Yeah,
the one
like-
to open up the opportunity.
okay,
she
first
was
of all,
the one with the scooper over the top to the middle
I was
of the field.
expecting to
Again,
stream
allowing
from
the
Thailand.
open side
Shit.
to breathe a bit more and make
I was
space for those
expecting
continuation cuts.
15 viewers.
Cantor without his mask, walking off to the sideline, pleased with
'Cause,
himself.
like-
He's keeping Colombia in the game for now.
I was gonna watch this anyways. I was gonna stream editing.
The momentum.
But apparently
That's
this is the only source
USA were
for
looking
750
dominant, scoring the first 3
people.
points of the game, but the Colombians have done just enough to score the last 3 of their offensive points under a lot of pressure, but they have got back them.
I'm gonna get yelled at.
5-3.
In one of the post-game interviews, Mauricio Moore from the Colombian coaching staff has predicted that this game will end on universe.
What is this yeah,
And
so
he
it's
has
the
also
opposite
said
side.
that the team that starts on
So up
defense
here,
shall win.
Like right here, that's where the camera was before. I don't know why they changed it.
Disc landing and rolling out of bounds. We saw that a couple of times yesterday where teams using this as a deliberate tactic
What?
to set up a sideline defensive trap. Was that the case here? Finney swings it to the far side.
Black
He
as
continues
scissor,
to cut
like
up the line. Williams goes for the resets. Colombia forcing the USA back at the moment. Lindsley with a high grab.
oh,
Free
that's
card,
slide cancel. Like
slides
he
and
plays
jumps
Call
up
of
to
Duty.
pass to Williams.
When's Germany versus? Oh, is that next?
Trope winds up, goes with a huge backhand into the end zone.
Oh, it was Finney's disc, and it's caught by Nate Goff high above Jose Jimenez. And the USA are playing very, very well here indeed. Hard to see how the Colombians can
there's
stop
like
this.
an issue.
What a disc from Finney.
Next up, yeah.
It
I'll
went
be
through
watching
the break
this.
side, Tom. It is so hard for a defender to run that down and still have enough time to get into position for the jump. Jimenez so far didn't have too much opposition in terms of height in the end zone. But Goff.
Is there there's a travel called on Finney's throw. The crowd not fans of that. It's conversation
Yeah, no
happening.
problem. Yo, please do subscribe,
In
everyone.
any case, it seems like the disc will go back.
If like everyone here subscribed, I'd be a happy
Not a point
person.
for the USA.
Just yet.
There's 800 people watching. What the fudge, yo?
Yesterday, when the Canadians made the USA angry, that's when they played some of their best ultimate.
Finney does it again. Again
nice
for
shot.
the end zone. And this time,
Claire Trope is such a sick receiver.
I think she's saying no one is scoring goals in this semifinal except for me.
Third goal of the game. Half the points for the USA coming by the way of Claire Trope receptions, running everything down. So powerful, so determined. And the USA team are targeting her in the end zone.
I think we were talking about earlier that the Australian teams usually have a specific animal name assigned to each of their national teams. And one of the Australian commentators, when she was writing her preview,
look at Tino. Look at Tino right there.
The Americans, the Bold
She's an
Eagles.
absolute gem. I love
and
this
I think
man.
Claire Trope is the representation of
sent a
that,
message
doing
to
her
Liam.
spread wings after her catch. That was a lovely piece of offense. We didn't see much out of Finney in the previous games. I think she was the source of more turnovers rather than highlight plays, but she's making up for it big time in the semis. Colombia under a lot of pressure to keep scoring.
Yeah, Trope, 23-year-old physicist, out of Seattle, played with Dartmouth College.
No one, literally no one.
Quick start for the Colombians.
Middle of night in Poland, sheesh. Yo,
Madness.
people from Poland, where can I find red foxes? Ooh, I like that bit.
Ramirez under a lot of pressure, but he contains the disc on the sideline. Quick shot to Cantor. Cardenas again. Valeria. Tiptoes on the sideline from Cartagena required.
Also very cool.
And a call being made.
We're seeing a lot of breakdance move / ballet moves on the field. I'm really
So
liking
I'm
it. We saw
talking
that
to Liam
slide
Grant,
reach out earlier.
and apparently
Now the
no
cute
one.
pose
It's just
with
no
the
one can watch
foot
it.
lifted from Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Oh,
The
go Valeria!
there for the Colombians
Like I
right
love
now.
Caleb.
Hamilton sets off at pace.
Dude.
El Salam sends the disc.
Go,
flying.
Caleb,
Has
go,
he
go.
overcooked
Oh.
it? Yes, he has.
Okay.
There was absolutely no hesitation. It was so clear from the start that he was going to throw it, and I don't blame him. She had acres of space, or meters, shall we say, to satisfy all audiences. In any case, yeah, there was a bit too much energy on that one.
So let off for the Colombians after their
Literally no one thinks I'm cute, thank God.
turnover. Floating the disc
It
forward.
was so awkward.
Cartagena sends the big disc downfield, lots of space
Sheesh.
to collect it in stride for Ferrero.
Ferrero's so
That's
fast.
a lot of yards gained.
Yo,
the
get the-
scuba. Oh, the champagne ultimate from the Colombians is here. The crowd are loving it. Simon Ramirez.
Cardenas is done with
Yo,
it. She doesn't have
Valeria!
any time.
Oh my,
for
yo, Valeria?
errors.
Too sick.
She's gonna go with 2 scoopers
That
in
was
that
so
fleet.
clean. Oh.
And that's just what the Colombian offense needed. A little
Bro.
bit more spice, a little bit more fun, a little bit more of catches out of this pianist from the Colombian team, Simon Ramirez. His duets with Mauricio Mor are
That was
admired
too
and
clean.
loved by all the Colombian players. And here they're both gathering for the next point for Colombia. We're staying close in the semifinal against the US.
What a player Valeria Cardenas is. Such a brilliant performance from her this week.
She's been just excellent. We have seen a lot, I would say slightly lot more about her sister Manu earlier in their careers. And Valeria has really stepped up in the last year or two.
Valeria is
And
so
she
insane.
Is being just so visible on the field and really using her throws to open up opportunities
Also,
for the Colombian
Mosquera's
offense.
pulls? Maybe not that one.
Paul going to come back in. No, just lands
Yo, but
out.
she like put no
Ball
effort
that
into
lands
that
inbounds
into
has
that
to be taken
pull.
from
I
where
think
it
she was
lands.
probably like
The ball
5
lands inbounds and slides
like
out
5
or
yards
rolls out
back
of the field. It can be taken
from
from
the
front
front
of
line,
the
and
end
she
zone,
still pulls
level
it
where
out.
it exits the field.
Sheesh.
But if it flies out of bounds or lands on the line, then it's out of bounds and it gets brought
What do you
to
mean,
the
Red-
brick
oh,
mark
Red
where
Foxes.
Freechild is now 18 meters forward. A big advantage for the USA. Finney flicks. A lot of air underneath that one. Is it going to be made to pay? Cardenas
That would've
comes
been
in
a
hot,
sick
but
deep out
Mexstroth
manual.
rises. Mexstroth brings it down, and the USA take the half 7-4.
How? Halftime.
And that was just it.
Zalapa?
That was
Jalapa?
just
How do you
it.
say that?
Cardenas Manuela was closing in really quickly on that last throw, but it seems like Finney is just not afraid to show off her skills as well. She did it in that last point with the deep shot. She does it now with the OI forehand, curving into the break side for Mexstroth. And Mexstroth with a tall frame, no problem collecting that disc. Probably not the first half Colombia we're hoping for, but we said they haven't had that many tight games in their pool. So they still have the second half to come back. We're playing until 13, so plenty of opportunities there.
Go.
Nothing is decided.
Well, it's 7-4 half here in the World Games semi-final as Colombia seeking to catch up. The USA leading it. They take the first half, 7-4.
Yeah, the link's not working for me either. Like, as much as I love this 900 viewers, which is silly, I'm gonna see if I can, like, find another link that might. Why aren't you in Birmingham? Brian, because you aren't there and I didn't want to go without you. No, there was, ironically enough, there was, basically streaming, like, video rights to stream it. So, basically, the streaming platform, aka Olympic Channel, didn't want anyone else filming these games or broadcasting them. So I couldn't go. I probably could have still gone and just shown up and no one would have complained. But it's also 36 degrees Celsius there. And yeah, it's going great for them.
The World Games here from Birmingham, Alabama, and the ultimate flying disc competition,
Like,
semi-final between Colombia and the USA.
So
two of the biggest forces in world ultimate.
interesting.
The semi-final because the USA lost a pool game to Germany.
Oscar,
one of them
Oscar.
is looking like they
I'm
might
probably
be in a lot of
butchering
trouble.
that.
The Colombians trail by
The
4,
camera
just
was
two
up
breaks
here
in it. The
before.
Colombians
It was
will
on
come
the
out
other
with
side of the
disc
field.
in the second half. And Raquel Toshnerova alongside myself, Tom Stiles.
Yeah,
Raquel,
so
what on
they
earth
changed
do
it up.
do the Colombians need to do
Who's your
to
favorite?
put right
Oh,
the-
Colombia.
the
So
pressure
I've got
being
a
put
lot
on
of
the
friends
USA
on
in
both
that first
Colombia
half.
and the US.
I don't think they need to do
I
anything special.
personally
I really think they just
want
need to
Colombia
keep
to
it
win,
straight in their head.
but
Cannot afford
I would
crank at
prefer
this
to
moment.
see
This is
the
moment that
States
you've been
play
training for.
against
It's not
Germany
games
again
where
in the
you're
final.
winning or when you're down by 1. It's these games where you really need the big comeback in front of the audience that is probably more in favor or bigger fandom for the US team being the hosting nation of the tournament. They really need to make sure they do not crack. They just continue doing what they're doing, and eventually it should pay its dividends. The US have made mistakes in the first half. They will come again, and then Colombia just need to capitalize on them. In terms of the stats, scores have been pretty spread out for both teams, with the shining exception of Claire Trope scoring 3 goals and 1 assist in the first
gonna
half for the
assume
US.
you
And here's
play
the
with
opening poll.
Cantor
Cardenas
in Colombia.
starts off with a quick
Yeah, Senina.
Ford. Immediately another pick call. The game really hasn't flowed as well as we hoped it
Yeah.
would.
John, I agree.
Downfield, we see a youngest to oldest matchup,
Colombia,
Torres and Trope.
I think
battle
their
it out
play styles are
on the
too
fields
different.
of
I would.
Birmingham, Alabama. Players calling in for
I'm
an
just talking
interpreter.
to
the rules anyway.
Liam Grant. He's like in the
Seems all
studio
cleared out.
in Madrid.
Ford.
Is it Madrid?
On Ramirez. There was no space for that disc, because somehow it managed to make its way into the Colombian hands of Cantor. Ford goes deep.
Oh no!
Stake. Big Bid comes up.
Yeah.
Doesn't come up with a disc in his hand. Cantor puts the pressure on Williams. Can Williams find an outlet? Freechild is there. USA with a chance to break at the start of this second half.
So,
Gets into Payne.
I'm seeing if they can get
Dish
a
off.
new
No
link,
pressure on the
embed
mark
link
at
on
all.
the WithDiff website.
Fast disc from Williams, finds Payne in the middle of the field, going to jump it in at the front corner, and it's a goal for the USA. The mediocre Monk Grant Lindsley puts it in and breaks the Colombian hearts with a break of hold in the opener of this second half.
I'm already talking because I want the
I'm not sure what happened at that point, Tom. I was saying that Colombia
really
just
want the
keep
official
doing
stream
what
to
they were
work
doing.
because like
Instead,
this is
they really struggle
like
on the
for them to
offense,
be aware that
having
it's
same
not
cuts,
actually
two cuts
working
at
properly.
the same time to the same
Because
space.
if people still want to watch
First
the
time
game,
around,
it's
it
just like
worked
there's a
out
reason
okay.
that
Second
like
time around, the disc
1,000
misses
people
all
aren't
the potential
shitting
receivers, lands on the
on
ground. I
with
do
Diff or the
commend
Olympic
their
channel right now is
defense right
because this
afterwards,
stream
because
is
there was a
going.
lot of switching downfield, especially as some of the male matching players from the US strike deep immediately. We even saw Payne completely unmarked as Cárdenas left her to help out in the end zone, but it just wasn't enough. The mark on the last throw into the end zone was a bit loose. It wasn't quite clear which was the open side, which was the closed, or so to speak, break side. And Colombia now 3 breaks behind.
Yeah, everyone.
Again, the USA pressure on the defense. The difference, this pull's got legs. Is it going to go out the back of the end zone? Yes, it is. See the difference there. If that puts down
It has to be on
inside the field, then
Olympic
Valderrama
channel on TV.
Cardenas has to start right at the back of the end zone, because it's flown out the back. Bring it all the way up to the brick mark, and there's a conversation going on the field. There's an injury sub.
We saw the hand signal for injury. We just weren't sure what exactly happened there, but the disc gets tapped into play to stay on Cárdenas.
Christ. 42 countries are geo-blocked.
Big fake. Cartagena, big
they're
through
working
from
on it.
Mextroth, but comes up empty-handed.
Yeah, they're
Jabbing
working on it.
passes down the far side. And another one. Going to ground to collect.
It's Jimenez.
Ramirez.
Another pick call stops the play. Good save by Jimenez. We saw a couple of contested catches, or difficult catches, shall I say, for Colombia, but they are now nearing the second half of the field.
Ramirez up the line to Cartagena. Can they continue? Yes, they can. Better from the Colombians.
And Jimenez starts his dance immediately. He's been practicing these celebrations for his score for quite some time. And I think he was expecting to do a bit more of them in the semifinal. Here is the Colombian fans in the stands, hoping and cheering, and pushing their team for better results
I don't have a
in the
VPN.
semis. And that is some moves, Tom.
I don't know about you, Raquel. It just
Oh,
feels
maybe.
a tiny bit
Okay.
early for a celebration.
Yeah, Hannah wants me to pull down the
I
stream
disagree, Tom.
if
You
they
have
fix the
to do your
geo-blocking.
celebrations just like you got to brush your teeth and wash your hands after the toilet. Celebrations, and especially these good ones, should be commended and remain inspirational for a younger generation of Ultimate players to come. Kids, do your celebrations, practice your dances, or else no one's going to want to watch you in the semi-final of the World Games.
Well, the USA certainly had got all of their celebrations worked out against Canada. It was an impressive display of dance moves, high fives, slapping technique was very, very tight. They've got celebration game, the USA.
Mosquera.
Yo,
It's the defense.
please make sure you guys subscribe.
Hot now. They need to find a way of getting
Subscribe,
back into this game.
please.
They trail by 3 breaks. The USA are in commanding form as the Mosquera pull.
I wouldn't be
touches
surprised
down
if
in the hands of Caroline Finney, who sends a big launching pass straight downfield. The target is Freechild, who collects. Trope continues ahead. Back to Helton. Helton continues the cut. Front from Williams. Trying to find a way through. Jots it forward and Payne collects.
What a point from the US. They were just on fire in that one. Finney having herself a heck of a game. It was again a huge pass through the break side. I believe it was through the break side again. They really need to start, the Colombians need to start paying attention to whatever she's doing, that she's able to get around them down the sideline.
She's flipping everyone off. Oh my god. No, I'm joking. She's not flipping people off.
And
I
in
don't
case
know,
you're wondering
like,
what it is that's flopping around Freechild's waist, it's a little towel with stars on it that I think and hope he only uses for drying off his hands.
I assume they're gonna want.
Touches the disc. It worked out
There'll
well
be
for
some
him in that point.
copyright issues and stuff
got
after
involved
this.
catching
But
the huck from Finney.
it's 1,000 people not
Have been incredible
absolutely shitting on the broadcasters.
Her ability to get down low and still release a pitch length flick.
Only downside is you
Beat
guys have
any
to look at
mark.
my face.
It's a strong
Maybe I
start
should
to
do
second
this.
half. This 4-point margin. Kayla Helton
There we go.
raises the hand. Launches the disc through the Alabama sky. Shadows lengthen.
Olympic
the
Channel, check them
afternoon.
out. Their
Deepens.
stream works.
The Colombians trying their luck with a female handler set up to start with. Here's Jimenez.
A different look from the Colombians, much more distance between the players, more sort of traditional North American style ultimate. Manu has the disc, gets it out to the wing, and gets it back.
And there's the there's the awkward.
Torres on the line, but a pick has been called.
Well, I think it is slowly time for some creative throws out of the Colombians. There is space in the break side, and there isn't that much wind, so any player can technically just put whatever up.
UK.
And maybe stop the chasing around with.
I do encourage everyone that once they figure out the geo issue or whatever, the geofencing issue, leave the stream and go watch the official one.
Low jabbing throw.
Just so.
Cartagena sees an option deep.
Do it!
Manuela Cardenas brings it in for Colombia. Doesn't spike it, then she spikes it.
She didn't spike it on the edge. There's a big difference, Tom. She got it flat so that the disc and the nature of the disc is preserved. What a close down speed by Manu Cardenas. See that? She even sped up on the last few steps, and it was an excellent play. Sticks the tang out and sticks another point to the scoreboard of Colombia. Still 3 breaks trailing behind is Colombia in this semi-final matchup against the US. The hard cap being 13.
They let us down? No, because then I'm gonna.
Still a little bit of time, Tom.
Yeah, because then I'm gonna get in big trouble.
First goal of the tournament, would you believe?
Well, she does such a great job opening up spaces, moving around the disc, that no, I'm not surprised.
I had to check my stats.
Thank you everyone who's been subscribing. It really does help a ton to the channel. Thank you.
One of the most devastating players in World Ultimate. That's the first point.
Well, I'm probably
space for Torres to really get
I'm probably gonna leave
as
this
much
stream
out of it as she can out of this Worlds tournament.
until the geo blocking is fixed. Then I'm gonna end the stream and then maybe restart. We'll see.
But it's all about the Colombian D-line. Can they find a way? Mikkel in hand goes around the top. Chastain opens up the arm. Throws it deep, Williams chasing it down, no doubt at all, the arc of the disc was perfect, the cut was powerful, the connection was made, and the USA have scored in 3 passes.
So again, we haven't seen much of a Chastain. Again, mostly some of the mistakes generated were coming from her hands.
1,000 people watching the stream right now. That's actually insane. Thank you so much for all the love.
Not so hard when you're completely unmarked to put up a good one.
Be sure you like the stream as well. You know,
in the end zone, but still, we've seen mistakes even on throws like that. So
my channel's gonna get canceled so bad.
The US, and I have to take my early statement about the Colombian team from the start of the second half back, Tom. This is
no. Mappa, how are you? Really yes, I'm. What's gonna happen is I'm going to be leaving this stream going with this link.
I have no idea what the tactics could have been.
Everything's gonna run. I might just mute myself between the games. But as far as things are happening right now, this stream's working, and the next game, in theory, should also work, so I'm not going to touch anything. We're going to leave the stream running and all that. So hopefully the next one also works, but preferably they get the official stream running, and then people can go watch the official ones.
They still trail by 3
Zombie, I'm sorry, I legit don't know
I think by this time the US
means.
is just going to treat this game as a preparation for the final.
My guess is you're Mexican.
Really don't think
you're Mexican and you're supporting your friends in Colombia.
Still fighting. Jimenez on the sideline. Puts up a deep hat in the end zone. Cartagena with the score for Colombia. Good response by the Colombians to get one back straight away. No 1,000 passes needed. Just a 2 or 3. Cartagena.
I'm gonna try the link again.
Person on the field and in real life off the field, coaching in Colombia as well, not just ultimate, also strength and conditioning. Here she is. She smiles.
I'm doing my best.
Shot from Jimenez up the line was perfectly weighted. Cartagena, usually the handler and cog in this handling line for the Colombians, but deadly, always available to get free.
Jimenez actually almost every time being
I'm
on the
not even
receiving
getting.
end. He doesn't have too many assists.
It's not even showing the link's not working. It's just
Did he do
showing
a celebration
nothing.
for an assist? Did he have a special one?
Just like Manu Cardenas has scored her first goal, that was Jimenez's first assist of the game as well. So Colombians having to play in a different way to stay with the USA, but 2 really fast. In fact, the last 5 points, only the first point of the second half had that 1 turnover. It's been turnover free since then from both these teams. The highest quality of ultimate
Hopefully I don't do something
that we're seeing
stupid
here at the World Games.
We are entering the 56th minute of the match. We do play until 80 minutes unless one of the teams reaches 13 points. Earlier than that, Mosquera has loosened up her hair buns. She means business as she puts up one of her signature pulls all the way to the American end zone.
It's a big pull. Ramirez is straight down there. Look at the difference that's made. That's 20 yards of difference between Mikkel setting up on the brick mark versus there, and that has to go for the big layout to keep the disc alive for the USA. Fakes the big flick with a theatrical wave of the disc.
So much sagging from the Colombians on the handlers.
Very different look defensively. Williams cuts up lots of space. Jimenez comes in hot, but comes up without a turnover. Williams jolts back. El Salam.
Colombia almost like they want the US to keep resetting the disc. Very saggy defense.
Well, at this stage, this is the only thing the Colombians can do. They've tried the defensive strategies that have worked for them throughout the tournament, and it hasn't. They have to try something different. That's what they're pulling out here. So far, the Americans have got all the answers. Chastain. Well, there we go. A mistake. Chastain almost went back for the reset, and instead jolted back as though she was going to cut towards the end zone. Big bid comes in from Williams, trying to get the disc back for Colombia. Nice float up the line to Ramirez, who gallops in full pace towards the end zone. Cardenas behind. Jimenez on the edge of the end zone. And the Colombians got a first break of the game. A first break back. They have 3 to collect, but that's the first of them. They cheer and celebrate. A different defensive look. Asking the different question, forcing the mistake.
He really went for that.
Adds an assist straight away.
Oh my God, Jack Williams almost got that.
But here's Forero going wild, and so is her braid, in fairness. That is huge for Colombia. Fans, we saw the screams as the turnover occurred on the miscommunication. I was wondering if that defense was going to prove effective, given that when you sag off that much on the mark, on a player, on one of the best handler in the handlers,
sorry,
players who are one of the best handlers in the world.
Computer.
There really isn't that much pressure
We should be back.
on them,
We should be back.
really, if they decide to, they really will put the disc anywhere in the end zone. But it
Hopefully
did what
it's
it
not.
needed to do, which is generate a miscommunication, almost an unforced error out of the US. And Colombia this time hold on and carry the disc all the way to the end zone. Jimenez with a new role that he seems to be very comfortable in, of the assist man, and Forero with a score.
Well, what will we see from the Colombian defense this time? That is the first time the USA have looked threatened in any way. The O-line has only
Sorry,
turned over
stream looking
twice.
good again?
Still a good buffer for the US, but I think Colombia might have gotten the boost they needed. Finney centers the disc to the front of the end zone.
Making quick progress. Again, this big, no force of pressure at all on Opie Payne. Free child. Brings it up to Lindsley. Lindsley across, and look at the force there. That's so unusual.
They're
from the
so
Colombians.
tight in.
Really taking away the options rather
Like, they
than
can definitely
going to
get
put
wider.
pressure on the handlers. It's a unique tactic.
Nice
We've
shot,
not seen
Sheila.
it from them before. I don't think we've seen it from very many teams at all. Free child to Goff. Again, the big fade off from the handler mark across to free child. Almost removing the pressure was what created that first turnover. Can they do it again? USA have adapted well so far. Finney to Freechild. Finney gets it back. Freechild darts towards the end zone. Feet inside. It's given us a goal, and Claire Trope adds another stat to her phenomenal
Claire
total for
Trope
the game, for the tournament,
is
fourth of the game.
Dominating this tournament.
Incredible stuff out of Trope. That wasn't an easy catch to do. I think the Colombian defense is what they're trying to do there is that they're either trying to pick up on one of the continuation cuts. Incredible awareness. She kept that knee in. I think that hit the ground as she got possession of the disc and stopped the rotation, which means that she will be called in for that score. But as I was saying, so the Colombian defense either trying to pick up on the quick continuation pass, sort of, we saw Jimenez there examining the field behind him as Freechild got the disc, or else they are hoping that the Americans will take longer high passes that might float a little, and one of the defenders will then just strike in and try to get that interception. Paid off the first time on the miscue, not quite yet this time. With less than 20 minutes left of the game, the US are nearing the hard cap quickly. They go up 11-8 over Colombia.
Well, we've seen sometimes Japanese
again, please do make sure you guys subscribe to the old channel.
Really sag off players.
I've got tons of extra frisbee content on here.
To the halfway line because it takes away the long game.
It's just my second channel. Hopefully I'll eventually do some more live stream games going on here.
So maybe that's part of the strategy as well.
So yeah, we're going to try to keep tons of content coming out on here. I've been really enjoying this kind of stuff. Maybe more watch parties in the future, but
especially I would say
we'll see.
The first part of the second half, because whatever they were doing, it was absolutely not working, and it looked like they were confused or just unsure of what their defensive efforts were, their objective on the field was.
Nope.
But here we see
there's a
quick discussion.
Mauricio Moore with a big challenge here.
This is actually insane.
That dream is drifting away.
1,000 people watching me scream at frisbee.
They've not looked like the formed team. They've not looked like a team at all at moments. But right now they do. They look like a dominant force. Elton. It's a gender issue. There was 4 women on the field and there needed to be 4 men. That's been put right now.
Is that why
that's why Helton
security is getting involved there in the background?
I think that's why Helton was doubtful as the disc soars through the Alabama sky into the hands.
Like that.
Downfield. Jimenez. Quick pop to Ford. Cartagena available. Extras trying to take away the options. Cantor now.
A bit worried about Colombia again, getting them cuts into the same space with 2 people. Jimenez.
So that's the thing, it's like
on the air. Cartagena waves away the big fake. Great matchup that, Cartagena and Mextroth.
She winds up again, doesn't take it.
Colombia sends so many people into the same spot, but it works so well.
Torres fakes it. Cartagena comes back. Disc comes around. Safely into the hands. Valeria Cardenas flicks the fingers.
Yes!
Second time of asking. It's Ford in the end zone rescuing the tip off. Intense USA pressure. But they're back within 2. They're keeping this game alive by their fingertips.
What a play, Tom. What a play. Cardenas finally doing what she does.
Bro, what?
Blades into the end zone. Great defensive effort in any case by Williams. But good eyes by Ford.
Only watched the disc as it tipped off his fingers, it tipped off Williams' fingers, who made an incredible bid and really good effort to pivot his body out of the way, trying to avoid as much of the contact as possible.
Just a side note, if you're trying to communicate with me, please do it in English, because I am useless with Spanish. But if you're just chatting, continue Spanish, because Spanish is fun, and I know there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people in here.
As I would like to see it, but you
know, that is all.
When it works, it works. Nobody asks what the point looked like as long as the disc ends up in the hands of your teammate in the end zone.
You've got to make your own luck, and sometimes you've got to ride your luck. Sometimes you've got to take your chances. The hardest teams to the beat are the ones that are throwing the discs with such low percentage and bringing them all down. That's how Colombia are going to have to play. They're going to have to take chances now. USA within 2 of a place in the final at the World Games as Finney passes to Freechild. The tension builds. Disc across the top to a hard cut from Payne. Freechild continues a high disc, but it's well read and reached up from Goff. He's got one of the best verticals in the game. Trope with the arm across the top of all the players. It's landed with Finney. It's a completion in the end zone for Freechild, and the USA move 1 point closer. And there's been a call back on the play, and Freechild is in disbelief.
We are yet about to find out what the call was. In any case, that was a great piece of offense. Good women to women action by Trope to Finney. Finney again, excellent cut, excellent throw. Freechild with the score, but it seems like we will be returning the disc to the hands of Goff.
Yes, Goff. Jimenez has called a travel on Goff. The play continues, and often when there's a travel on a throw, we do see play continue. Heartbreak for the USA as they were just about to get that final touch, and they've turned the disc over now.
Vamos.
Colombians with a chance. The crowd won't like this at all. Ferrero gets it back. Simon Ramirez continues. Ramirez downfield.
Colombians looking very aggressive.
Ferrero, Simon Ramirez, cut back. Ramirez again, chance to break here for the Colombians. It's been called back.
I don't know what's happening with the leg, I'm sorry.
There. Maybe slightly disturbed by the sun, or else just to confuse the opponent.
Simon Ramirez being called a travel. Mano into the end zone.
Knocking on the doorstep was Colombia, but a pick will be called.
No, not a pick. It's been called as a point for Colombia. Everyone was looking around, everyone was stationary, wondering why Ferrero was so free in the end zone. Manu Cardenas finds the pass, and Colombia find their second break of this second half. They are back within 1.
Maria Forero, the 29-year-old out of Bogota, one of the few players out of Bogota on this Colombian team, the majority of them being out of Medellin, brings a second break, the much needed break to keep Colombia in this game. This will be an interesting point to re-watch, Tom. A few calls there.
One travel call each, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Nate Goff called a travel on that.
Yeah, the legs coming
to Finney.
What's happening here?
Cardenas being called out on the second one by the American defense. Luckily for you, we have the video footage available. You will be able to watch it back, judge for yourself, spend hours and hours analyzing with your ruler on the screen.
You don't have to do that. Social media will do it for you, don't worry. Colombia 10, USA 11.
Is it lagging still?
Defense. The crowd are cheering USA, USA. The home side, the gold medal holders, the defending champions. The disc lands on the sideline. Chastain to Mickle. Williams cuts across at real speed.
Side stick out of the Americans.
Mextroff. Mickle darts and jinks. Such power. The 23 shirt. Williams, big sagging defensive mark again. Back to Mickle. Cut across the field. Carolyn Normiles available.
Colombians choosing the force middle.
Williams, and waving hand signals from our game advisors signals there's been a call on the field. It's a game to 13 here in the World Games semi-final match, a chance to play.
Stall count is very low. It's on 1.
The other semi-final is Germany and Australia. Who will be facing the winner of that game? Finding a gap through to Normile. Helton gets it back to Williams. Mikkel cuts. He's going to have to bid. Does bid. Keeps the disc alive for the USA. Finds a way back to Williams. The crossfield pass continues to Mikkel. What's available on the other side of the field? Mikkel floats it into space. Chastain's there. Chastain gets the hands to the disc, but where did she land? She lands in. It's called as a goal for the USA. They're within one of getting into that gold medal matchup. The Colombians gripping on, but they just did not have a way of stopping the USA.
The US really stepping up the game once again. They are, look, they were forced to lay out twice. First Mikkel on that grab to the on the front cone, and here is the layout grab out of Chastain for the score.
Brilliant footwork from Chastain, keeping that toe planted. It wasn't a layout because that would be a dive, but there she's kept the foot down inside, made sure the first point of contact when she took possession of the disc was inbounds. That's why the USA scored. No question from the Colombians, and they are within one. Colombians with a mountain to climb. They need 3 breaks in a row to stop the USA from advancing. Can they do it?
I hope they can, because I am hoping for a tight game of ultimate, Tom.
Is it still bad?
All the way. The USA would like to put this to bed immediately.
I took everyone in my house off of
will be started off
the Wi-Fi.
By the hands of Kyla Helton. Her pulls have been on point in this game. She puts up another one. Courageous grab by Cardenas.
Cartagena flips it back. Jimenez. On a player on the floor, it's going to be contact made between Lindsley, the 2 number, and Hula Duque, the 2 number 10s.
Yeah, okay.
Taking each other out.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening, to be honest with you.
Call. Coming in on 0. Cardenas. Flicks the disc forward.
What I might do, I might restart this stream. I'm gonna leave the game stream up, like, after this game for the next game. So if the link works for me, you guys will be able to see it.
Waving hands on the sideline, another call being made. The conversation seems to be between Finney.
I did think that Finney was coming in hot on that mark.
Disney's trying to take me down? Yo, fight me, Disney. The best way to thank me is subscribing and giving the stream a like. Well, I clearly already have done.
The Colombians coming into this tournament with a motto, I trust you. Meaning that they not only trust their teammate, but also their teammates, but also their opponents.
I'm probably gonna get in a lot of trouble for this.
An amicable resolution of
with the Faulty World Olympic channel. Everyone.
Quickly gets it down.
So.
Another call on
Please subscribe.
Getting a bit choppy.
This time it's a pick on Manu Cardenas. Watch her quick feet in this point. They might prove crucial.
Claire Trope given the duties of marking her. So the most exciting young players. Only 1 year between them. Cardenas floats it around. Jimenez jumps up high and another call.
Wouldn't say a travel call.
Duque is getting a little frustrated that everyone wants to see the game continue.
In any case, the US doing a very good job keeping Jimenez out of the end zone. They know how useful he has proven himself in that area for Colombia, and now we see him more than usual with the disc in his hand.
Jimenez. All these players can play all the positions, but sometimes they get role modeled into a particular role. Coming up off the knees to grab that one. Jimenez quickly looks forward to Cartagena. Got to find a way in here, the Colombians. Manu Cardenas. Back to Cartagena. Blair Trope quickly gets the hand out, stops that pass. Finney and Trope swapping roles. Trope with the job of stopping Cartagena. Anchor of the women's Colombian handling line for so many years.
Cartagena and Torres, always the ones giving the best instructions to their teammates, so what a better person to have it in front of the end zone than her.
Floats across the top. Valeria Cardenas into the end zone. Oh, the quick turn. Almost made it look like the threat was over there, and Cartagena, it's like a sleight of hand, a little bit of magic from the Colombians. They're back within one. But the USA are going to come out on offense here with a chance to take the game, a chance to take their place in that gold medal match and leave the Colombians with the best they can hope for is a bronze.
Colombian women really doing a huge chunk of work for their team. They start off the play with catching the ball and giving the first few passes, and then they finish it off strong, setting the stack in the end zone and navigating the traffic, then go easily with short passes to wherever the space is made by the American defense. They huddle up in a timeout to prepare for the last stage of this game. We're less than 5 minutes away, but it's a game to 13 regardless, Tom. And who do you have your money on?
I don't have my money on anyone. It's been an absolutely spectacular game. It has been wonderful to watch. Tense at moments, some amazing plays at moments, some real tension on the field. The USA finally looking like a real complete outfit and a real threat. Turnovers have been very thin on the ground. The USA offensive line has only been turned over 3 times, and on one of those occasions they got the disc back as well. The Colombian O-line have been turned over 5 times, and that D-line conversion rate is the difference here. The USA have had 3 breaks. The Colombians have got 2 of them back in the second half, but it's not quite enough. They need to break the USA twice to make their way into that gold medal match. Is that too much? You see some incredible body paint at a sideline in the stands from the USA crowd.
Fans of OP Paint, it seems like. But like I've said before, Mauricio Moore predicted this game to go to Universe, and he also said that whoever starts on defense will win the game. His prediction could still become true, and so could be the dream for the Colombians for a match in the World Games 2022 final. We see the support staff of Colombia pumping up and hyping up the fans. They need to get very loud if they want to be louder than this US crowd.
Yeah, play needs to resume after that timeout. The Colombians taking a bit longer than the USA to get back into their positions.
Doesn't matter, the time will run out regardless. We are at the end of the second half. Game to 13. Colombia desperately needs a break.
Ivan Alba, number 12 for Colombia, launches that one deep. It's come down out of bounds, the worst possible start, gifting the USA all the yards they need. Jimmy Mickle smiles at the crowd. We know that a lot of the work has been done. Jogs it forward to the brick mark, a side stack from the USA. Williams been the first cut option for on so many occasions. This time it's Lindsley and Chastain available on the reset. Option taken away downfield. It was almost cut out by Montagna. Flick forward, free child. Jimmy Mickle waving and discussing, signaling to the rest of the team.
I very much want to see the
Universe. To take away
Universe.
that lined option away. Cut downfield from Ramirez. Going to be some pressure and a grab.
That's
and
force
it's
out.
free child out. Is Williams out?
It's a force out.
Williams is thinking about the push out on that one. I believe I saw El Salam in the back signaling that it was out. But the question is whether...
Ramirez chasing Williams down. Going to be conversation required. Simon Ramirez comes across to translate for Andres Ramirez. And difficult to see from this side of the field, especially as that line is in shadow. Don't have a good perspective. Oh, we're seeing a replay from the phone.
Could be. The players do have the options to check video feedback. And it seems like they will use it.
So Williams being called back in on the back of mobile phone footage. I don't know if that was Khalif's phone or maybe someone's provided
winning the game.
A phone. Here we go. Chance to take the goal, place in the gold medal match. And who's there but Claire Chastain for the USA. They take the game. They've beaten Colombia 13-11. Colombian hearts broken. And the USA, having had a roller coaster of a tournament so far, finish where we all expected them to finish, in the gold medal matchup. The defending champions have got a chance to defend their championship. The World Games Ultimate Flying Disc semi-final has been a fantastic matchup. Raquel Toshnerova beside me.
Oh, sick.
What a game. But the
Regardless,
USA was
really
just too good in the end.
What a hard break for Colombia. They put up a wonderful performance as well. We know that they have prepared for such a long time. They really stepped up their game in the second half, but they couldn't make up the difference
It's
that they
gonna
lost
be
at the start with the 2 breaks taken away
final,
immediately at the start by the US. It was... I'm so happy I got to witness this
just so everyone
really
knows.
Best ultimate
Once
in
again,
the world. In the mixed category.
Like the stream,
So fun to watch
subscribe.
these athletes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream
make huge plays, highlights,
in a few
but
minutes.
also conservative, nice plays.
I'm going to
allow
change a
them
couple
to really
settings so
calm
hopefully
things
it's a little bit
down
smoother.
and keep steady on their ride
and then
throughout the
I'm going to
tournament.
get it going again.
We see
The stream that I'm watching, like with the
players on the
video, I'm not going to
Colombian
remove
side
or anything.
being
So
sad
as
that
long as
this
the
journey
next
to the
game
gold
is getting
medal
played through the
over
same
for them
link,
now. But
I should
given
be able to
the young
watch it.
roster, there will still be plenty of chances to come. Here are the teams getting ready to thank the fans.
Honestly, Brian, you should. Your iPhone photos are way better than your
performance out of
regular
both of them.
photos.
And in almost every way, that game was won by the USA in the opening 3
just
points.
because, I don't know
They
what's happening
scored
with the
that
bitrate.
opening
It's
offensive
terrible
point.
right
They
now.
scored 2 clean
It's
breaks,
the bitrate, like
converting
just
both
can't
the
keep up.
turnovers the Colombians handed to them in some respects. And from that point on, the teams looked balanced, or if anything, the Colombians looked stronger. But they were always trying to climb back. And in the end,
yeah,
they
so
just
once
couldn't
again,
do it.
appreciate everyone who's
a body blow
like the stream,
in the opening point of the
watching.
second half. Another break to the USA. And Colombians fighting hard,
I got no
changing up their
idea,
defense,
honestly.
but the USA cling on to it. A well-earned win. Real composure throughout a lot of that tournament as we see the highlights of this game. Claire Trope
the Olympic stream,
with
like the
4
official
points.
one, it's been
Action from both these
geofence.
teams.
Is that the term?
The World Games Ultimate Flying Disc
What's the term? I don't
competition
know.
has been a highlight real fest. It's going to be Germany versus Australia in the next semi-final. Stick around for that. But right now, we're going to leave you with some of the highlights of this game. Colombia knocked out. They'll be competing for the bronze tomorrow. And the USA go on into the gold medal match. From Tom Stiles alongside Raquel Toshnerova, we'll be back with more action
I don't know how they
in the semi-final to follow. Australia versus Germany. But it's good now.
Grant Linsley's amped up. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna be ending the stream. Right now, I'm gonna change some settings. Hopefully, I'm gonna get the bitrate bumping a little bit better. Well, it seems to be fine right now. Like, what the F, David Blaine? We'll see. And then I'll get the stream going probably in another 15 to 20 minutes. Does that sound good for everyone? Oh, we'll be back soon. Oh, that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. Okay, I'll be back in 15-20 minutes. Hopefully. Right? Or should I just leave the stream running? Should I leave the stream running? I'll be back in like 15 or 20 minutes. I'll get things going as quickly as I can once I try to make the stream settings better so it's not a pain to watch.